What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Scatteredcast, a channel where it's dedicated to what me and my brother Ray are into in the moment. I'm Travis, by the way, and we
Ray?
do something a little bit new. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
No.
We're gonna do something a little different, starting something a little kind of in the essence of our channel here. We want to start doing a maybe monthly or bi-monthly, whatever, when we're inspired to do it. A kind of like a quick list of things that we're hyped on. The basic premise of the show is we just go over what we're into in the moment. A lot of times it's role-playing games, Magic the Gathering, music, movies. We'll do some deep dives into specific topics, but a lot of times we're just kind of like, shooting the shit on what we're into. So this episode is just going to be like kind of what we're hyped on. What are a couple things that all of us or both of us are kind of looking forward to, like right now on the near horizon, coming out within the next month or two. So did you want to start off? Do you want me to start off? What's up?
I'll have you start off because my top three is kind of weird.
To keep up with the weirdness, I'm going to start off with something that you probably would not expect. I'm excited about a YouTube channel.
Nice.
Coming up.
This is this is the essence of the channel right here. Yes.
So
yes.
Back in the early 2000s, there was, and just me telling the name of the show will just give it away. Mm-hmm. But back in early 2000, HBO had a show called The Neistat Brothers. And I loved it because at that time I was, making movies with my friends, starting to make comic or like, getting the kind of tools together in my brain to make comics and realize like, oh, I want to make some comics and stuff like that. So I was doing a lot of creative endeavors, but mostly film. And this show on HBO called The Neistat Brothers was just these two brothers around the same age as me and my brother that just made really cool videos and would have these DIY episodes of just, a mix of vlogging and cool little movies that they made. I was always super inspired by it. It was, HBO does take a lot of creative leaps in a lot of ways. They're not all Game of Thrones and Sopranos. There are some like weirder niche kind of shows on there. And this was definitely one of them. Sadly, it never got picked up for a second season. But I always kept it in the back of my head, of the Neistat Brothers. I would Google it every once in a while and see what's going on. Never really resonated long term. It was always just like, oh, remember that weird show, kind of would forget about it and talk to people about it. No one knew, in my friend group, what the hell I was even talking about. And even stories from the show I would reference, like they were nominated for like a Time magazine award for best documentary. Didn't realize they were they were up against the Obama documentary. So the older brother just gets hammered and starts smoking and just gets booted, or they got exercise rings and kept trying to do muscle ups in the office, because they had this like New York kind of cool little office set up. So it was like stuff like that would kind of like bounce right around my brain every once in a while. So then working at my day job, I was looking up something for to-dos in Premiere and come across this YouTuber named Peter McKinnon, who's a huge photography guy. He was big at the time, and this was a few years ago. Now he's even bigger. And so I started following him because like, this is really cool. He does like cool little vloggy stuff, and he does like tutorials of, creative stuff that I use. Well, he has Casey Neistat on his show, which was part of the Neistat Brothers. So then I started following Casey. So, but there was always this other, Neistat brother that was a part of that show. I never knew what happened to him. Well, he's finally creating his own channel. He did a preview for, actually Casey did a vlog about his brother and then linked to the brother Van, who's Van Neistat. He's the other brother. His channel called The Spirited Man. But he also talks about the Spirited Woman too. And it's just really cool. It's his style. And I watched his preview and it was weird hearing his voice again, seeing his style of craft, how he produces how he creates his videos. And it was like a warm blanket of like, oh my God, I didn't realize how much I missed this part of Neistat Brothers. Because I love Casey. His videos are cool, but I'll watch them kind of like haphazardly or like binge a few and then kind of not watch it for a while. So seeing Van kind of come back, having his unique take, his unique videos, and actually being excited about a channel, not just stumbling upon a channel, but actually excited about something that just started. And of course, he's got tons of, subscriptions already because of Casey and just who he is, which is well deserved.
Right.
But I'm excited. I'm hyped on the Van Neistat channel.
Dude, that's awesome.
So
you said something that sparked my memory. This is not part of my top 3 or whatever. It's a tertiary one because I've been like really into docuseries lately.
Yeah.
So I've been watching like a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. I'll talk about one part of that when it gets to my number 1. But there is on Netflix, there's a documentary and it's called Tread. You heard of this one yet?
No.
So you may it was 2004 or 5, I think. So you got to kind of transplant your time back to then. I don't know if you'll remember this, but once I saw the documentary, I fully remember this happening. But this movie Tread it's a documentary about this guy. He was like a really good welder.
Okay.
And he lived in a small town out of like it was in Colorado, like outside Denver or something like that. And this guy literally bought a fucking like huge bulldozer.
Okay.
And then he welded like sheet metal and shit all around it and like put cameras in it and stuff like that. And then he fucking bulldozed like an entire town.
Yeah.
Because he had like all these grievances against the people.
You see him like spinning around like on something, like he's like ran something over and he's just like,
he was like fucking ramming like town hall and like all these people. But the reason why I bring that up is because you were talking about the Obama documentary. And when I was watching this whole thing, the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, I really remember this happening. I remember being at home. I had just moved down here to Indiana. I was watching it on TV and I remember this happening. And then it was like it was like big news that day. And then like it fucking fizzled, like it went away. Ronald Reagan died the next day.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. So it was like all over CNN and all the news outlets that day. And then the very next day, Ronald Reagan died. And it was like nothing.
It was like Heather Locklear and Michael Jackson.
Right.
Was it Heather Locklear? Exactly.
Heather. Yes. And then, well, no, she died. She like overdose or something like that.
No, I think she died of cancer. I think she had like colon cancer.
Go back from that. Fuck. I didn't know that.
No, Farrah Fawcett.
Yes.
Heather Locklear's still alive, right? Isn't she? I don't know. Yeah. Farrah Fawcett died, and then like within the same news cycle, Michael Jackson died. Like right around the time.
Exactly.
All right. So what is your just whatever?
All right, my number 3.
Number 3.
My number 3 is this is gonna blow your mind. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Ping pong.
Ping pong?
Yes.
Well, playing or watching?
Okay. So I don't usually play these fucking reindeer games. All right. I've got very little experience with beer pong.
Yeah.
I played horse balls with some people before,
Oh yeah.
That kind of thing. I played a little bit of disc golf with Josh in the backyard and stuff like that. And last year, like towards the end of last year, it was probably about I want to say like September of October of last year. Our at my station, we acquired a free ping pong table.
Nice.
This is a fucking real legit ping pong table.
Awesome.
And like all the paddles and everything. And she's just like, the only thing you guys need is a net. Like the net that we had is all fucked up for any reason. So long and the short of it is we get the ping pong table. It ends up like going back in like the back room and it's forgotten about because we had to have the net. Well, somebody bought the net and then it like people started playing ping pong. And so it's one of those things that like for me, like, it's like everything else. Like I'm not good at it. I've never really played ping pong
that
I can think of. I mean, I may have at a friend's house, something like that, but like at the top of my head, I can't think of a time in my life where I played ping pong.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you want to play pong? You want to play pong? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to go do this. So people have been playing ping pong. Well, we switched crews in the beginning of January, and like all the guys that were on the, like, were like, hey, we got to play ping pong, play ping pong. And so I'm like, fuck it. I'll come in. And I played like a game and I sucked ass at it. Well, what we decided to start doing, and this probably changed my feelings on ping pong, is because there was 4 of us out of the 5 at the station that wanted to play ping pong, we started playing doubles. Doubles ping pong.
Doubles ping pong is a lot better.
And like that's a whole nother dynamic, because when you serve, you got to serve like diagonal to the other person, and then like you have to like switch. So it's like I serve, they return, my partner's got to hit it, I can't hit it.
Yeah.
And then when he hits it back, I got to switch. And at first it like fucking sucked and I hated it, whatever. And so it was like the next working day, it was like later that night, they're like, oh, let's go play ping pong, whatever. So I go and I play, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun or whatever. And then like a month later, all of a sudden I like mysteriously become like this fucking ping pong savant.
Nice.
Like I'm like, blah, blah, you know, and everybody's like, fuck, you know, this is bullshit. And they make fun of me because of the way I got to stand up. The way I hold my paddle is like, I keep it like right here.
Yeah.
Like kind of a midsection. And I just go like, like every, like I got like really like small motions the way I play ping pong. Yeah. And everybody's like, this motherfucker, man, is like on point. Like when he's down here, like he's like a sniper. Like you get him out of here, and he can't do it. And like they fun of me. They said like I'm like the most inconsistent player because like I'll make shots that like nobody can make, but like I can't fucking serve.
You can't serve
and stuff like that. But the reason why I bring ping pong up as being like the top 3 things I'm into is because like I've gone and bought my own paddle now. I'm watching like fucking I'm watching like ping pong videos. I like ping pong has completely fucked my YouTube algorithm, because now I've got like these random ping pong videos that show up in my, like how to like put spin on it, and like these dudes in like Europe that like totally like troll people. Like they'll set up a fucking thing in the street and they're like, you know, for 1,000 pounds, you know, like if you can beat us, you know, we'll give you 1,000 pounds or whatever. And like nobody can beat them. They're like unstoppable or whatever. But dude, it's been like, we have like entrance music now. Like everybody's like, hey, pick your fucking, and you know me, like I come in with Raining Blood playing in the background. Yeah. So
dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Doing the LeBron.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I just, it's funny the fact that like I've gotten to the point where like I'm actually like, you know, on a deep dive into like the balls you buy at the store, like don't actually make a difference.
Yeah, don't get the ones that are by the alcohol that they're just trying to make big.
Right, like right. Like you got to get like there's like levels, like there's these smiley face ones that are like level 1 balls, and there's like level 3 balls that are like really good. I got the paddle that's like really good and stuff like that. But dude, it's been like it. I got so hooked last week. My work rotation was supposed to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I took Wednesday off because when it comes time to pick vacations, Amber usually tells me like when you have random days to pick, you know where to put them, take the middle day off.
Yeah.
So it's easier on her parents. So I was off on Wednesday, and I actually like something ended up coming up, but I was actually going to go up to the station on Wednesday just to get some ping pong in with the fellows.
That's awesome. So, hey, dude, stuff like those games like that brings everybody together. It was like we would get in a hacky sack for a while, and then it's like we're all playing hacky sack. It's like some weird little. But
it did. It expounded on that, because now everybody's like, hey, like somebody years ago left like a bocce ball set here, and so now that the weather's getting nice, like we're gonna go play bocce ball out like in the back 40.
You're not just like chilling around watching movies like that. I mean, you're obviously training and do stuff, but like you're staying active.
Oh yeah, like this is like this is like late in the day when like we're on our own time. Like it's
you're not just playing ping pong.
And a lot of times we don't even get to play because like our days are so busy. Like we don't even get to. It's been fun, and
cool.
You're right though. It like I don't like people can sit around and be like, oh, it must be nice to play, like get paid to play ping pong. And I'm like, no, you don't understand like the team building and stuff like that something like that does. So it's not everybody's like thinking of like these new things we can do. Like, oh man, we should play like frisbee this summer. We should do this. And then I saw like a thing where they had this it's a hockey thing that comes up on Facebook every once in a while where it's almost like cornhole, but it's hockey. And it's got like 2 goals, and it's like if you go into the freaking just like the hole, it's like 1 point, but if you hit it into the net, it's like 3 points.
Okay.
And I'm like, dang man, I might have to fucking buy that because
that's cool.
I'll wreck some fucking people in that game. But yeah, so that's my number 2, just because I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been watching a lot of videos about it.
That's number 3,
that's mainly. Oh, sorry, that's number 2. Number 3.
Yeah,
number 3.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, my number 2 is going to be a short one, or I don't know, maybe a long one.
I think my number 2 is going to be short too.
I've been looking. This is a music-related one. 68 has a new album coming out. For those who don't know, 68 is there's a singer from originally from the Chariot, actually from Norma Jean, Josh. Josh Scoggin. So he started Norma Jean, or original singer. I don't know if he started it. Left them after an album and then started the Chariot. I was a huge fan of the Chariot. I actually didn't know that he was on Norma Jean's first album. I got into Norma Jean through their second album. Yeah, so it's Oh God, the Aftermath. And so then I was like the Chariot, and then I find out that like, oh, the lead singer actually, was in the original lineup of Norma Jean. So super big fan of the Chariot. And their last album came out in 2013, and it was weird because before they left, he was like, yeah, I'm really excited about doing another album. But he left, and they did a really cool video where this female singer, I forget her name, she's really good, sang Speak off of One Wing, which was the Chariot's last album. And they just have like this really cool montage of their concerts and everything. And this, the last line, it says all's well that ends well, so it was really cool. Like I was like, man, this is one of my favorite bands that are breaking up, but it was cool seeing them just be like, yeah, we're done, So Josh started this other group called 68. It's a 2-person band. It's called like noise punk, or whatever, but it's really good. Very roots in hardcore, roots in noise metal or noise rock, stuff like that. Very interesting. It actually, if you follow the last couple albums of the Chariot, you can see a lot of that influence in 68 sound. They had 2 albums, Inhumor, and I think it's called Inhumor and Sadness, was their first. I might be wrong on that, but their second one is called 2 Parts Viper. It's a really good album. And I feel like that was the one where they really took form as 68, because Josh is in an interview after One Wing and he says, oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Chariot's next album. So I don't know how much of 68's first album is actually Chariot music, you know what I mean? Or lyrics from Chariot songs, but it's really good. I loved their first album. And like we had said in other episodes of just like music has been one of those things that I've kind of fallen. Yeah, Inhumor and Sadness is their first album. But music has been one of those things that kind of fell off on, still always around me, but like not really cultivating it, really getting into new stuff for a while. So seeing that 68 has a new album coming out, I'm really pumped for that. The new album's called Give One, Take One. It comes out March 26th.
Nice.
Post some stuff. Yeah, right around your birthday.
2 days after my birthday.
Yeah. So no, I've been listening to a lot of their older stuff. I did a walk in the basement. It's warmer now, but it was really cold one night and I had to burn some calories. So it's threw on in Good Humor and Sadness and then kind of picked around through 2 Parts Viper. And it's really interesting because 68 sort of like, I don't know if this was always their direction or his direction creatively to go to this, or this is just another version of himself, because he's very much like the path he's taken from being in Norma Jean to then starting the Chariot, being in the Chariot for 10 years, and then starting, 68. And there's a very interesting style, like him and the drummer always wear suits. They have a different, it's a look kind of goes in with the band too. It's not just the band. And
right.
I always wonder if this was always his, his goal, or if this is just another like mutation of his creativity. So I almost feel like it's just like, I feel like 68's going to exist for a while, and then something else might happen. Like, I don't know if this is going to be the stopping point, because he's a very creative person, and just to be kind of that musical, it kind of reminds me of like the Dave Mustaine of hardcore, you know what I mean? Where it's like Dave Mustaine was in Metallica, wrote some stuff with Slayer early on, and then, did Megadeth, and he's kind of like the same idea. Started Norma Jean. Norma Jean's still around, really big band. Obviously from their hard work and other things, not just him.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, number 2 is 68. So.
That's awesome. Very cool, because that'll bleed very nicely into my number 2, which is not necessarily like a full dive into hardcore metal, but 2 specific bands that have piqued my interest.
Okay.
So I was listening to I can't remember I was listening to a podcast, and it's it was our 2 minutes to late night people, and somebody was
Arsenio Hall.
Yes. But it was just it was I'm so sorry, I forget the name at the top of my head, but it was Gosser, like the guy that plays that moniker.
Hall, yeah.
And he was talking about, somebody asked him a question about why does like this certain band get like the metal pass or whatever, and he was like, oh, it's because of Danzig or whatever. And he brought up, it's the same thing as the band Jesus Piece, and there's a band called Nothing, where the band called Nothing is nothing like Jesus Piece. Jesus Piece is like real like hardcore metal, and I'm like, man, what the fuck is Jesus Piece? I never heard of them. And so I looked up Jesus Piece, and the first thing that came up was a split with Jesus Piece and Malice at the Palace.
Okay. Is that based on the fucking Palace?
Yes, there's a fucking hardcore band called Malice at the Palace, and I need you to look this up on Bandcamp so you can throw up the logo in editing. Their demo on Bandcamp, it's it's Malice at the Palace. It says Malice at the Palace, and they turned the palace into the Pacers logo. So for people that don't know, the Malice at the Palace is the nickname of the brawl between the Indianapolis Pacers and the Detroit Pistons in 2004, where they had this big brawl, and they nicknamed it the Malice at the Palace. This is the funny thing about Malice at the Palace, is that brawl was the Indianapolis Pacers versus the Detroit Pistons. And Malice at the Palace is from like fucking Pensacola, Florida. They're not even from either fucking state. But so
my favorite part about the Malice at the Palace was those fucking dumbass fans that thought that they could step up to professional basketball players.
Yes.
And just seeing that guy getting closer, I forget who it was, and he falls down. I think he like walks up and he falls.
Yeah, there's a guy that ran down on the court, and he rushed up to Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah.
And as Jermaine O'Neal reaches back and throws a punch, the guy literally falls right before it connects. And I've always said to this day, I was like, dude, if he would have fucking hit you,
he would have been
like
dead.
Full on, the hospital, you would have been out.
And
whatever.
I take the Ty Domi stance on this. If you come into my job, and start fucking with me, prepare to get your heads. A dude that fell over into the penalty box and Ty Domi beat the shit out of him. That's like, dude, because
you came into my work.
Yeah, you came into my workplace, and I love that those motherfuckers got just wrecked by those fucking athletes, because they talk so much shit and just like, oh, I could fucking do, whatever, and then just having this profession, like it's like 300. What is your profession?
Yeah. So it took me to the split with the split with Jesus Peace and Malice at the Palace. Dude, Jesus Peace, like fucking awesome hardcore. I've been like so into it. Like if you're yearning for like some of those older days, like with Throwdown and Poison the Well and stuff like that, Jesus Peace definitely. But even better is Malice at the Palace. The only thing with Malice at the Palace is the fact that they are like, so I'm on Spotify just so I have like all the stuff access to me. Fine. So on Spotify, if you go to their actual discography, they have their one, like, I guess, true album from 2015, which is titled Malice at the Palace. It has 4 songs, and then the other 6 after that are live performances. And then they have the split with Jesus Peace. They have an EP, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 5 songs on it. All their albums, it's like half the songs that are on each consecutive album are like half the songs from the previous album. So right now, like I said, they have an EP, a split, a single, and then they have a new in 2021. So it's like their newest shit that's out. But their newest shit is just 3 of their best songs, like redone.
Yeah.
So it sucks because from 2015 to 2021, it's like they really only truly have like 15 different songs.
Yeah.
So I'm like really hoping that these guys like, take off a little bit more, or they have more stuff in the works, which is why they release, because I'm thinking that they've got more stuff in the works. The fact that they released this 2021 album, which comes after the 2017 split with Jesus Peace.
Okay.
But it's just it's got a rawness to it that I like. It's not 100% polished, but if you want to check out like a song that like will suck you in and want you to know more about them, I don't care if like you buy it somehow, go to YouTube, however you find it, go and find the song, Watch You Fail. And I just fucking love it. Like the vocals, and then the way the drummer, like he's hitting that fucking ride cymbal, but like not the ride cymbal, like he's like clanking on that bell.
Yeah.
Just like ding, 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 ding. I'm like, oh my God, like I can't get out that song. I listened to that song 6 times today.
Oh,
like
wow.
It's fucking
That's
so
awesome.
great. But yeah, that's my number 2 is like now all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit. Yep. My freaking hardcore.
Yeah.
Is been like that part of my brain's been pressed, and I've been listening to some hardcore.
Oh yeah. All right.
And that probably leads back to like taking a little step back to I've been really into 2 Minutes Late Night lately.
Dude,
going back and like watching all their like old shit. I've been watching their like actual show they were doing, like the actual like because 2 Minutes to Late Night started out as a like
a late night variety show,
like their own variety show, and then because of the pandemic they started doing the bedroom covers, and that's when I found out about them, because you told me about the covers,
because I found out about them through Mutoid Man and realized
because you told me about Mutoid Man a long time ago. And I was already on them. I've got a couple albums.
Mutoid Man's fantastic. But he posts a lot of the stuff from TikTok onto Instagram. Funniest thing he said the other day was that Incubus is Limp Bizkit, but wearing a sweater.
Yes.
That's so fucking true.
So that's my number 2 is some good old hardcore from Malice at the Palace and Jesus Peace. So
nice.
Look them up.
All right.
Look them up.
I'm definitely looking it up. All right. So my number 1. So this is a hard title to say only if you're a Castlevania fan. So my number 1 is Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I want to say Van Richter's Guide to Ravenloft, but Candlekeep is coming out or is out, depending on when you're listening, watching.
Yep.
This was announced maybe 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. Awesome book. It deals a lot with the horror domains. It gives you the tools to create your own. Has some backgrounds for lineage. So if you want to have you're like Castlevania, you're the vampire slayer, but your lineage contains a vampire somewhere or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was really cool. It really spoke to me because back in the day when we were younger, Ray was always Forgotten Realms. We had a buddy that we used to play with who was always Dragonlance.
Yeah.
And the Ravenloft always spoke to me, the horror one. No one really was into that one. So that was kind of my world to just be like, get the books or kind of my section, Right. So when this book got announced, I was like, this is cool. We're playing the Icespire, the Essentials Guide, the Icespire Peak stuff, but I think this is the book that I'm going to use to create my actual world campaign, DIY world is going to be from this stuff. So I'm excited about that. It comes out May 18th, so just ahead of my birthday. So I might be getting D&D stuff for my birthday.
Dude, that's awesome.
But I'm pumped for that. I'm really excited for that book and, get some creating on. So that's it's weird. That's my number 1. Is the shortest synopsis. Is
dude, that's all right, man. My number 1's short too, because that's good too, because it's getting late. Were you done? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. So my number 1 is I'm just gonna sum it up. I'll show a couple examples. I don't want to ruin possible little one-offs going forward. But my number 1 right now definitely is I'm way into physical media again. My DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that. Just quick background. I've already been COVID positive. I've got both of my vaccines, so I feel a little bit better going out into the world and getting back into digging around in I haven't been thrift storing yet. I'm still off on that, but this last couple weeks Dollar Tree had another drop of Blu-rays and DVDs, so I've been hitting up some Dollar Trees, just picking up some titles and stuff like that, because I'm telling you, if it's $1, take a chance on it, man. Take a chance. I got a really good one. I didn't think it was going to be that good. It was called Wordplay, and it's from several years ago, but it's a documentary on crossword players, like they do crosswords and stuff like that. But I'm just going to show 3 quick pickups that I got recently, first to last. So I hit up Best Buy the other day, and I think I may have had this on DVD, but definitely not on Blu-ray. But I picked up Heavy Metal.
I just threw that in. I just threw that in my wish list. I was getting nostalgic for old school animation.
Yeah, I still remember
Unicorn was on HBO.
Right. I still remember back, way back in the day when magazines were still a thing, and I saw my first heavy metal magazine. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, dude, a heavy metal magazine. And I bought it, and I brought it home, young teenage boy. And I'm like, I don't know how they shit, dude, there's fucking tits and everything else in this thing. So it was basically being able to almost buy porn as a fucking no one 15-year-old.
Yeah, no one knew none of the sales registers or none of.
And then this movie came out, and I was like, holy shit! So So yeah, I got it because it's got like some good special features on it.
It's a great movie.
It's got a feature length commentary. That's my biggest thing. Like I love commentaries on.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big commentary person, so pick that up. On the same trip, I got the Rob Zombie triple feature. It is House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell, all on one.
Jesus, Three from Hell's on that? That came out.
That just came out. I actually already have Three from Hell on Blu-ray because I got it when it came out.
You get that
the reason why
dollar store.
What's that? No, this is $10. $10 at
Best Buy.
Best Buy.
It's like,
but the reason why I got it is because House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil Rejects on Blu-ray is an upgrade for me. Yeah. I've got both those movies, but they're both on DVD. And then the last one I picked up, not at the dollar store. I just found it for a good deal. And it is a Shout Factory release. So I always pick up stuff from Shout Factory, but I got The Wizard.
Dude, that cover, it's been on HBO a bunch. I love that movie. Yeah. That cover is awesome. And a little hidden secret gem for people who want to watch that movie. I forget his name. He's the Power Glove. It's so bad. Like Coat. I forget his name. Like Coat. I don't know. Right. But at the end of the movie, when they're at the finals, and there's a break before they play the final game, they're all outside, and then the bad guy kind of rats on them. There is a young Tobey Maguire in the crew of bad guys. He's not in the beginning of the movie when they're right. And he's got like a pink shirt and this awesome mullet, and he just kind of does like this nice thing. But yeah, there's a very young Tobey Maguire.
Awesome Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got more where that comes from. I'll just kind of spoil. Just kind of keep an eye out. I'm gonna do a couple of one-off videos of just some of my pickups.
Nice. Yeah.
And like describe them, talk about them, deep dive into them. Just so people know like what's out there, what's available, and why I'm curating and getting the things I get. Because obviously, like I said, if you look behind me, I'm obviously a huge fan of physical media. I don't think physical media is going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
Even if it does, I think these boutique labels are going to keep things going for the collectors in us. Mm-hmm. They keep coming out with like awesome collector's editions. Nice.
But
so that's it.
Cool. This is something that we want to do a little bit more often, kind of get just a scattered shot of what we're into, what we're kind of looking forward to. We got a couple ideas for some future episodes off of some of this stuff. Like we want to do something with the Van Richter book. See if did it. Van Richten book, not Van Richter. We want to do something with that. You have some ideas with your pickups. So we got a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff cooking. So, and if you've been watching these videos and you notice that we're in the same clothes for a few of them, we're not. Well, we are dirty. We just didn't change for a month. No, we log jammed a bunch of content.
Yes.
So, but like and subscribe. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you're into. Recommend some stuff. Just like our podcast, you have everything from ping pong to hardcore groups to Dungeons and Dragons books to movies. So, but until next time, everybody, take it easy.
That's awesome, dude. Yes, that right there, that is like the essence of Scattercast.
Yeah.